All right, guys, we're gonna get started. If I say guys, I mean guys and ladies, force of habit, sorry. Please turn your cameras on if you are able to, because we want to see your beautiful faces. All right, we're gonna get started. My name is Allison Dean Michelle, and this is my first session teaching Ignite. I'm the team leader of the Elevate office. Welcome, and joining me today is Lynn Scott. You all know her, you all love her, and this is her jam, social media. So this is session number 8, capturing leads with social media, and this is a massive topic. So we're gonna strategically talk about points that are the most impactful for your business and how we can win in social media. When we think about lead generation, it should always be purposeful and intentional, and we put it in 2 buckets. So lead generation is marketing based or prospecting based generally. And with social media, it can be a little bit of both depending on how you structure it. So we're going to look at today the 10-5-1 engagement plan. We're going to go over the 80-20 principle with what you're posting and some other strategies to add value to people in your database and people on your social platforms. So before we get started in that content, I wanted to talk about how you're presenting yourself in your real estate business on social media. We're going to start by talking about brand. So if you think about adding value to your database, what is your brand? So the term brand first emerged back in the 1800s with cattle ranchers. And they would brand their cattle so they would know what belonged to them. And then in the late 1880s, when packaged goods like Coca-Cola started to emerge, brands were used to differentiate people from the rest of the competition. David Ogilvy, the father of advertising, defines brand as the intangible sum of a product's attributes. Another definition is a brand is a person's gut feeling about a product, service, or organization. Maya Angelou has this quote that I'm sure you've all heard. I've learned that people will forget what you said, forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So I wanted to start out with what you want people to feel when you think about your brand. So we're going to take a couple of minutes and I want you to write down 10 things you want people to feel about you as an agent or about your real estate business. And when you think of people, think about buyers, sellers, co-brokes, competing agents, your family, the general public at large. So I want you to take 3 minutes and write down the 10 things you want people to feel about you and your brand when you're presenting on social media.
Literally kill Cooper. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
And a gentle reminder, please mute yourself during these breakout sessions.
What'd you?
All right, one more minute. 10 things you want people to feel about you as an agent or your real estate business. One more minute. All right, so let's bring it back, and I'm curious what some of your answers were. What are some things that come to mind that you want people to feel about your brand? And I'm gonna start with the folks in our room. What are some things you want people to feel about your brand? Because the feeling about a brand is it's very emotional.
That's honest.
Honest,
Caring.
caring, confident, relatable. Anything else?
Trustworthy.
Trustworthy.
Everything you guys are saying literally is like relevant to my time. Like, people are just like coming out and I'm like,
How about legacy or living? What are some things you want people to feel about you as an agent or about your real estate business?
Go ahead, Janice. We pretty much said the same thing that they said. A couple others were family oriented.
Family oriented?
Family oriented, yeah, and well-rounded, like we're not just real estate, we're other things too, so people know that, know that about us as well.
You're getting to a point that we're gonna talk about in this session today. So not just a real estate agent, you are a person with a life and a family and other interests. When you think about your brand, what are you excited about? Because who feels like excitement is contagious? And if you're excited about your brand, other people will also be excited about your brand. What are some things that make you excited about your brand?
the ability to tie or connect other industries to your own.
The ability to connect other industries to your own.
It's just being able to help people figure out what they want and then actually. And then complete it. So we can pass out information.
So figuring out what someone wants and then being able to deliver on that. So you're a problem solver. So that, any other things that you're excited about when it comes to your brand? I feel like I'm staring into my camera here, but I can remember the owl is the camera. All right, so to carry off of what Heather said, what problem does your brand solve? Because the best companies out there are going to appeal to people because they are solving your problem and you want what they have. So what problems does your brand or do you solve as an agent for people?
Yeah, part of the organization that's invested in the success of pretty much everybody involved, rather than kind of maybe being, initially focused on the client or initially focused on one thing, but then in reality might be something else at play that kind of puts their interests slightly or at least it made people that way in an emotional sense. That makes sense.
So being the problem solver for whatever they have going on, being part of a win-win company. And then delivering on what they need. I'm just paraphrasing. I'm gonna move this owl.
We can bring it simple, helping them find a home.
Helping them find a home at its most simple function as a real estate agent. What else? What problems do you solve? All right,
There's like connecting with people that we can't help them, but we have the resources to help them in the right direction.
yeah, that's a great point. So connecting people to a resource that they need, because as an agent, who knows that you don't have to have all the answers. You have to be the connector of people to the person that does have the answer. I love the quote by Gary Keller where he says, I'm a professional, and a professional is someone that knows what they know what they don't know, and they know what the difference is. So being humble enough to say, that's a great question. I don't know. I'm going to find out the answer for you. So I want to touch briefly on the trust triangle. Have you heard of that before? The trust triangle, picture an actual triangle, it has 3 components. And this is trust that applies to any relationship, but particularly in business, because you're gonna work and someone will choose you because they know you, they like you, and they trust you. So what is trust? It has 3 components. The first is logic. I know you can do it. Your reasoning and judgment are sound. That's what logic means. The other part of the triangle is authenticity. People want to experience the real you. I think people that are honest on social media are so much more relatable because I screw up all the time. I want to know that I'm not alone in that. The other part of the trust triangle is empathy. Empathy, I believe that you care about me and my success. So if you have all pieces of the triangle on a firm foundation, that's where you'll win. But where there are issues is if one is wobbly. So if you have empathy and you're authentic, but you don't sound logical, people may not have the same level of trust if you do sound logical. Because if you're the professional and the real estate expert, you're going to have to guide people through emotional decisions where they can be completely illogical. You are that voice of reason in their moments of craziness. When you think of the brand Coca-Cola, what comes to mind? Soda? The polar bear. What comes to mind when you think of Coca-Cola as a brand? Because they've been around for a long time. And I think they used to have cocaine in their sodas, right? Like back when it was. I should have
Time to bring it back.
Cavities, because of all that sugar. What else comes to mind with Coca-Cola? Think about their branding and their marketing, the colors. That's McDonald's.
I gotcha.
Red. So Coca-Cola ran a campaign at the turn of the century where they had Santa Claus. So I think of Christmas when I think of Coca-Cola. I don't even drink Coca-Cola because I don't drink pop. But I think of the emotions of them bringing people together. They're an international, they're around all over the world. So it brings people together. If you're having a summertime picnic, that evokes feelings of family and togetherness. So successful brands are emotionally fused and they hold great meaning for people. And that's what makes their brand loved and appreciated. So some other aspects of your brand, and you may, if you're starting out, you may not have a logo, but things that attribute to your brand with your logo are things like colors, the fonts that you choose. There's actually psychology around the colors that you choose in your logo. So
We talk about that?
Yeah.
About red. Color lens is red.
red and Keller Williams, yeah, Keller Williams is red. So these are what some of the colors mean. Confidence, blue and black. Excitement, red, orange, and yellow. Ruggedness, green and brown. Sincerity, yellow, pink, and white. Sophistication, purple and white. So if you think about larger companies, Fortune 500 companies, many of them will use 2 color combinations. Keller Williams, what are our colors? Red and black. McDonald's.
So I've actually researched this quite a bit because I was interested in it. McDonald's did those colors on purpose, and then the seating inside of them in McDonald's is all specifically sought out because they want you to stay a decent amount of time to get your fast food and then get out. So you come back and you're hungry again and then come back because they don't make it comfortable on purpose. Right. They don't want you to stay too long. And the science behind the colors is the yellow. It's Google it. It is very, very interesting on science behind colors and your energy because the red and the yellow together. It's very, very interesting on what McDonald's did.
So for Fortune 500 companies, 217 of them use a combination of 2 colors. The top color combo is red and black. The second combo is black and blue. And the third combo is black and white. So you think of brands and what those colors are, like these big, powerful companies.
So you have BMW.
Yeah. The other part of a brand, so you've got the logo, you've got your color choices. Think about slogans. So I'm gonna read some slogans and you name the company. Ready? I'm loving it. Shut up. Finger licking good.
Yes.
It gives you wings. Red Bull. Think different. Think different. Starts with an A and ends with a pull. Apple. Eat fresh.
Subway.
Subway. Jared. Go Jared.
Silly restaurant.
Formerly. Just do it. Nike. Bet you can't eat just one. Liz, too good. Maybe she's born with it. Maybelline. So a good slogan is something that's gonna be catchy. It's short, it's gonna remind somebody of your brand and memorable, so people remember you. I've seen realtors and, real estate companies that have slogans.
Bet you can't buy just one.
But you can't buy just one, right? That's good for an investment agent. So if you think about what attracts you, think about how you can apply that to your real estate business. It has to be durable. If you have a slogan, durable and timeless. So is your slogan going to be applicable 10 years from now?
Do you think you should do that with create a name for your business?
Yes, that's a good point. So if you are someone that has not chosen a real estate brand for yourself, think about what that name means. Excellent. I mean, you could do a whole brain dump of words that you want to be attributed to, like things that you wrote down previously, like the 10 things you want people to feel. Those can all attribute to your brand. I know back in session 4, you talked about your unique value proposition, and I want to revisit it again because I think it's really, really important. And people struggle with this one quite a bit. Like, what do you stand for? What value do you add? So I want you to write down these 5 questions as you consider developing your unique value proposition. Number 1, what is unique about you? What is unique about you? Number 2 is not really a question. Describe what you can do for your customers. Describe what you can do for your customers. Number 3, and we talked about this, what problem do you solve? What problem do you solve? Number 4, why is your service worth anyone's attention? You're just a realtor. You guys are all the same. Why is your service worth anyone's attention? And lastly, what is desirable about your service? What is desirable about your service? Now, you may have already written your unique value proposition. Pull it back out because I want you to revisit it. So I want you to take 5 minutes and work individually and using those 5 questions as a baseline. Ask yourself, does my value proposition that I've developed answer those questions? So you're going to take 5 minutes, ask yourself those questions, and then we're going to pair up with people in the room and in Zoom where we'll put you in a breakout and share it with the person next to you. So we're going to set the timer for 5 minutes. All right, that's time. So I want you to find a partner in the room that you're in right now. And take a minute and share what your unique value proposition is with each other. So one person goes and then the other person goes.
We're supposed to kind of like kind of put all the questions together and just kind of go through our answers.
You can
in like a
whatever you want, because this is like, it doesn't have to be the streamlined final version yet. This is just getting your subject.
Hey, disappeared. Okay.
So 3 minutes for this, you guys.
So you're at the timer.
And Gira, Lynn has the timer running, so if you want to pin her, your folks in the room will be able to see the timer.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, take another minute or so, and then we'll ask for some volunteers if you would like to share, especially in Zoom land, because we're probably not going to do breakouts in the Zoom today.
Keep in mind.
Ten seconds. All right, let's wrap up our conversations, and who would like to share? Now, I will say, don't expect yourself to have some perfectly formed value proposition, because you probably need more than 5 minutes to come up with what is going to be something that you're excited about. Because again, going back to getting people excited about your brand, you have to be excited about for yourself. So just some top line things. What pieces of your unique value proposition make you you? Anybody like to share? Anybody in Zoom? Who's on Zoom today? Would you like to share a piece of your unique value proposition?
I can chip in, sorry.
Okay, Alicia?
I apologize, I'm really sick. So my voice doesn't sound great, but I've relocated across the country 4 times, and I've lived in the inner city, I've lived in the suburbs, and I've lived in the country. So I understand, you know, the details of all of those things. And I think that's a value that I can bring to buyers and sellers.
I love that because how many people have never even left Ohio? So that is a huge, unique value proposition. Empathy, like building trust with those people because you get it. You understand what that's like to move. What else? That's a great takeaway, Alicia. Who else would like to share? Piece of your unique value proposition. Everybody is different. You've all got your own history and experiences to bring to the table to make you unique and desirable for someone to choose you over another realtor. Anybody else like to share? I want to read to you a couple of unique value propositions from companies that we all know. Uber. Tap the app, get a ride. Uber is the smartest way to get around. One tap and a car comes directly to you. Your driver knows exactly where to go and your payment is completely cashless. So does that solve a problem? Who wants to be handing over cash? Like, I need change for that. What about iPhone? Every iPhone we've made, and we mean every single one, was built on the same belief that a phone should be more than a collection of features. That above all, a phone should be absolutely simple, beautiful, and magical to use. Would you put magical as a way to describe an experience with you in real estate? I know Lynn over here, she's not an iPhone lover. She's an Android. Ask her how she feels about iPhone.
But with Uber, that put taxis out of business.
It did put taxes out of business.
So
with Uber.
that experience with that cashless app, basically. But because you have certain areas where taxis are still prevalent, but for the most part, everyone's like, I'm calling an Uber. I'm not calling a taxi.
Right, taxis feel antiquated. So if you're thinking about developing, think about how you consume products and content. How do you market to somebody like you? How do you make you stand out to somebody that you would want to do business with? What about Amazon? Amazon's business model is based off of 3 value propositions: low price, fast delivery, and a wide selection of products. Amazon's greatest value proposition is convenience because the audience understands that with the help of a device connected to the internet, they have access to the product catalog of the largest retailer in the world with a reasonable price and an agile, safe, and reliable delivery service. Right. And it's sad. I mean, Amazon, how many mom and pop local business owners has Amazon completely obliterated because they just can't compete?
Or adjust. So there's nothing wrong with mom and pop business owners jumping their product onto Amazon and selling on that platform.
Yeah, Lynn's saying mom and pop retailers can add their product onto Amazon to sell there. That's a good point. All right, so we talked about brand, we talked about your unique value proposition. What are some ahas that you've had just in doing those exercises? Things maybe you haven't thought about before. Let's hear a couple ahas, takeaways.
It's super sad, like, I've never really thought about like. Someone on the other end, like how they would take like free, like my Instagram page was trying to like build. A real estate business. I didn't really like put that like in consideration. I just, always thought like. This is like how I would like show myself, but I never really thought about like how everybody else.
So Jess is saying her takeaway is that she knows what she wants to put out, but she's thinking through the lens of what the consumer is thinking when they read her or they see her brand and what that looks like. That's so true. You have to be true to yourself and authentic and appealing to a large group of people. What else? Any other takeaways?
You don't want to be seen as a taxi.
You don't want to be seen as a taxi. Or you don't.
You want to be current, edgy, and being able to service your customers in the most efficient manner.
And people, I mean, the taxi realtor is someone that does nothing with social media at all. Can they still make it work and get business? Yeah, of course they can. The Uber real estate agent, that's somebody that's going to be engaging in social media because that's where the majority of eyeballs are going to be. You can win as a taxi, you can win more as an Uber.
They're still around. Taxis are
But
still
they're still
around.
around,
Thanks,
taxis.
Lynn.
Come on, Jason, we can do it.
All right, let's transition to the conversation around how we can apply what we've just talked about to social media. So who remembers what the 10-5-1 engagement strategy is? Oh,
And like
10 likes,
5 comments
5 comments,
or
And one-
and 1 post. Okay.
and 1 post. So
I don't know.
every day you should be liking or loving or, you know, having some sort of a reaction to 10 posts outside of your own. Comment on 5 posts. Now, the magic number is 5 word comments.
Can I give a story?
Yes, Lynn would like to share a story.
Okay, so this is for any legacy agent that's on, because everyone's familiar with agent, I'm not sure if he's on,
Can you guys hear Lynn okay? I'm gonna turn up the volume a little bit.
okay? So we have a agent in legacy, Zerice. He posted something about chicken, chicken being Cane's, chicken or what was it, Cane's or Chick-fil-A? Okay, so this dumb post, something as stupid as this, he started with this and it started just going out of control. I commented stupidly with more than 5 words. And I couldn't get rid of him. Like, so when I say I couldn't get rid of him, I opened it up and it was an ongoing comment. He was pretty much my feed, like to the point where I could not get rid of Zerice. And so much so I was thinking I snoozed him, and now he was back, and I'm like, okay, Zerice is out of control. Like, I'm thinking about unfriending him. That's how much engagement I have with Zerice. And so I did it accidentally again last night with Janet Jarvis. Because she was posting about how many phone calls she made, and I started off with just 1 word because I knew better. And then she baited me and I got pulled in again. And I said more than 1 word. So I opened it this morning and Janet Jarvis is now my feed. So be careful when you engage this, but knowing that that works, use it wisely. So if
So
you.
Lynn, Zerice is here to respond to you.
Oh, dear
Is
Lord.
that Prince?
Or I should say Prince is
The
here.
Purple Rain?
All right, Zerice, let's hear about this chicken post.
I don't know what you want to know about. I don't really have a response to it.
That chicken post, you were my feed for almost 2 weeks because I could not get rid of you.
What was your post?
Yeah.
What did your post say, Zerice?
So there's a chicken challenge between Chick-fil-A and Cane's. And then I think I threw Popeyes in there and KFC too. And so I ended up making it a raffle. And so I did a raffle. I sponsored it on Facebook and everything. And I generated like 50 contacts out of it.
Wow.
Yeah. And I just ran it for a month.
And
But
you
yeah,
ran it.
something as stupid as that. And yeah, it was $50 and everyone voted on it. And then I just did like a random raffle. Everyone that voted, I put them in a like a random thing on my phone. So you just hit the spin button and it picks a winner. And then I sent them the gift card.
So who got the most votes? I want to know who won, with the Chick-fil-A or Cane's?
Actually, I think Popeyes came and stole it.
Oh, man, underdog.
Yeah. Yeah, Popeyes came and stole it. Yeah.
Just something.
So
as
something
silly-
as simple and as silly as that has nothing to do with real estate. You were there, and that's a playful way to get engagement, because man, people have strong opinions about their fast food and their restaurants. Holy moly.
Well, everyone loves chicken.
That's right.
Everyone has a strong opinion about So, all right, I'll see you later.
Thank you, Zerice, or I mean Prince.
So
His
you,
feeds, right, for his feeds, I was getting engagements about, he had a Worcester event about his Easter eggs, hunts and so forth. Those just kept randomly popping up.
so if you're advertising extra content, people have been engaging with your post, all of your extra events and activities are also going to pop up on their feeds. So I don't know if many people know this, but in social media on Facebook, you can take your whole list of contacts and separate it into groups of people. So if you say, you know, former buyer clients or seller clients or family or high school friends or college buddies, whatever, If you want to target a particular group of people, you can segment that list and make sure you're going and engaging with people that you want to see your stuff. And so that's an easy way to create engagement with them, and it's fun, and you can post different things to different groups of people while staying in the vanilla zone. And we're going to talk about that too, because you don't want to ostracize any particular group of people by putting a super controversial vote just because you are a controversial statement, just because you needed to get it out there. If you segment your group and it's like to your nearest and dearest and you want to be more controversial, that could be okay. But to the masses, be very strategic about what you're posting, because you will quickly get unfriended or unfollowed, right? We live in a cancel culture, sadly. So for people that have been using the 10-5-1 over the past couple of weeks, are you seeing a different level of engagement with folks? Heather's gotten 2 leads out of it. Were the leads from somebody that you commented on a post?
Yeah.
Like a baby picture, OMG, look at those cheeks.
Yeah.
For babies, I'm obsessed with baby cheeks, so like that and like long eyelashes. It doesn't, it can just be something small like that. They're like, oh, she's not a baby, she's not a baby. I want you to turn to page 8.4 in your participant guide, and this is connect on social media. So what we're gonna do is break into groups. Actually, our whole group together. You guys could probably all get together. You're gonna break into groups. Let me pull up that page and do what it says on there. So people are involved in all different types of social platforms. So in your group, I want you to write down all the different platforms that you're involved with. And then if you use the same social platform as somebody else in your group and you're not already friends, you're gonna connect with those people and exchange usernames and profile links, and then kind of figure out if somebody found like a unique one that nobody's ever heard of. So we're gonna take, how long are we taking for this? 10 minutes? Okay, we're gonna take 10 minutes, get into your groups, pull your phones out, make a list of these social platforms that you're on, and follow each other. Ready, go.
See if, save my head.
Guys, we set the timer for 10 minutes. Are you a good place where we can continue? Legacy and living, can we continue?
Our people are still talking a little bit. How much are you guys still going or no?
Yeah, we can still go. We have another 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
This is.
1 more minute. $30. All right, let's wrap up those conversations. Does anybody have a surprising app that anybody found? Like, oh, I've never heard of that one before. Anything new, up and coming, anything cool outside of the usual? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat.
She said that they would be real.
Another new one that we have from our group is Be Real.
Go.
We were gonna say that one.
Yeah, be real.
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, Slack, right? Those are some other ones. Any other newcomers? Okay. So if you are friends and connected with the people in your group, when you see someone post, help them out by commenting and engaging on their post, help each other out, because that will be noticed with the Facebook algorithm. So before we move on, I just want to touch on a couple things around guidelines for social media posting. So Ohio has their own guidelines, as does the National Association of Realtors. In Ohio, when you are advertising, you must, if it's a real estate related conversation, you must name the brokerage that you are with, not just Keller Williams, your specific brokerage. So Keller Williams Elevate, Keller Williams Legacy Group, Keller Williams Living. If you don't have your logo, somebody at your office will help you get your logo. You have to have that posted. And in Ohio, equal prominence is required. So that means your name has to be equal or less than the size of the brokerage name. The brokerage always has to have prominence. A couple other things from NAR. So disclosing the brokerage name, the prominence rule. If you're a team, which is 2 or more people, you have to include the advertisement of the full name of at least one licensee that is a team member. If another agent at a different brokerage has a listing that you would like to promote, You have to get permission from that brokerage, not just the agent. It's the broker, and the brokerage owns the listing, the agent does not. For example, Agent Mary sees that listing agent Bob, who is licensed with another brokerage, has a post on his Facebook page about one of his listings. To attract potential buyers for this property, Mary reposted on her Facebook page stating, "New on the market, call me for a showing." People could think that's her listing when in fact it's Bob's. So getting permission is essential because you want to play nice in the sandbox. You don't want to make other agents angry. That also applies for FSBOs. Get permission from the seller of that property.
There's documentation, right?
And there's documentation. Get it in writing. Yeah. Get it in writing. Unauthorized photos or videos. If you are posting photos and you did not pay for that photographer to do those photos, you don't own them. So you have to be very careful about what photos, getting permission again from the listing agent or the photographer that you have permission to use that photo. The other things are common sense. Don't use hate speech. Don't violate antitrust laws, things that should go without saying, but we want to revisit. Any questions on any of those? Good, you all paid attention in pre-licensing school. Good job. All right, so let's move on. So we talked about the 10 part of the 10.5.1, liking or loving, 10, having some kind of an emotion to 10 posts that are not your own. It's weird to like and love your own post, right? So 10 posts that are not your own every single day. And we talked, so if you are, again, friends with people in the room, interacting with other people can boost your algorithm in Facebook. How else can it help you build your business on social media?
Present, so
Your presence.
I'll pop up more on their feed.
Yep. You'll pop up more. People will see that you see them and they'll be like, oh, I'll see her too. Moving on to the 5 part of the 10.5.1, commenting on 5 posts. And again, use 5 words in your comments. What is a comment that someone has made about one of your posts recently that made you feel seen or heard? You post something and somebody makes an impactful comment. Can you give an example of that? Anything, doesn't have to be about real estate, it can be about something in your personal life.
I was told to fix the Facebook problem yesterday.
What is that?
Oh, so for those of you who don't know, Facebook and Command have an issue right now, which
Okay.
means Facebook updates its privacy policies. So if you use Facebook to run ads, my suggestion is to disconnect it from Command and re-add. If you do that, it magically works. If you do not do this, it magically has a problem and your ads fail. I posted on Facebook yesterday in Elevate Living and Legacy, how to fix this. So my suggestion to everyone is to do this. That was very impactful because I don't want to see you guys waste all your time and then have to recreate all these ads when they fail.
Yeah. So if you have social media questions, tech questions, go to Lynn. Go to Lynn.
Or Allison, she's phenomenal at it.
Oh, think again, think again.
Could be Gina, Ira, is it Denise over there? I can't tell.
So let's move on to the 1. So we have the 10 likes or reactions, 10 likes or loves, 5 word comments, and then 1 post a day. Now, this can be something that you share, that you create, that's original. You could share an inspirational quote. Think about what you want to deliver on as your brand and post within that guideline. Okay. We're going to move on to the 80-20 rule. So how many people are friends with other agents on in real estate on social media, and all they post is about getting under contract, just got under contract, just got a new listing, and that is it. They're vomiting real estate all day, every day. That's it. And they don't post. Are you excited to see what they have to say tomorrow? No, it's too much. It's too much. So the 80-20 rule is, instead of inundating your social media with real estate posts all the time, 1 out of every 5 posts that you make should be business or real estate focused. The other 4 posts should be something that's not real estate. So again, think about coming from a value and delivering value to everybody that you're posting. That can be you being the local economist of choice and talking about upcoming events in the community. Is there a food bank that needs help, a local shelter that needs help? Your post can be helping people come to the aid of a cause like KW Cares with all of the work that they're doing down in Florida. That's a great thing to post about, like, hey, we're a part of this amazing company that's doing good for other people, okay? So I want you, we're gonna do another quick breakout here. On page 8.5, the 80-20 posting practice, I want you to make a list of things that you are passionate about. So forget real estate for a second. What else are you passionate about? And we're gonna take 2 minutes for this exercise. Ten seconds. All right, tell me, outside of real estate, who wants to share one of their passions? Are you a trail runner? Do you have an amazing green thumb? Do you like to go bungee jumping? What are some of your passions?
My horse,
Jennifer's horse,
very new events around town.
supporting new events around town,
Yeah, like exploring things.
exploring new events around town. Got it. Little adventure side. What else are you passionate about, Heather? What were you saying?
Sort of.
Volleyball, coaching volleyball, what's that?
I'm gonna add that as number 6. I like volleyball.
Eating, trying your restaurant. All right, so again, if you think about what you're passionate about, if you're excited about it, other people will be excited too, and you can put your own unique spin on what you're excited about that maybe people haven't thought about before, bringing your unique experience to the table. And if you're curating your brand, think about if you make a list of 10 things you're most passionate about, narrow that down and maybe pick your top 3. So maybe it's coffee, dogs, and travel. If that's part of your brand and the things you're most excited about, you might tell people about a new coffee shop that's opening up, or, hey, this is a pet adoption day happening at this local shelter. Or, hey, did you check out this new deal on Travelzoo for this amazing, like, week-long getaway to Mexico? Those are things that would be part of your brand and people that would know that you're excited about that. So what are some other business posts? We talked about passion and like your personal side. What are some other business posts that you could post to create engagement outside of just talking about new listings or new under contracts? What other business things?
Community where you live.
Community and where you live. Because if you're focused in a particular community, people know that you know that neighborhood. What else?
Our plan is to do seasonal stuff, so we put out like a picture with like different pumpkin patches in the area and then you can see like locations that in
So seasonal things, pumpkin patches, local photos with Santa. How important is it for you to highlight other local businesses? You're a business owner as a real estate agent. Even if you're on a team, you still have your own business. So if you highlight another business owner and their business, they could do the same for you. You could go and interview somebody. That can be a business post that's not necessarily real estate. You're featuring other people. Any other ideas for great business related posts?
Do you know what I see from you guys? You guys feature a lot of different contractors that you use.
Preferred vendors, so contractors. Do you have a favorite painter? Who's the guy that can fix the garage door in Maria or replace a roof? Who are those people? That is huge because a lot of those are small independent contractors as well. Love that. So 20% of your posts again can be about self-promotion or business. The other 80% inspirational, etc. You could also, so business related ideas, property tax increases, local trick or treating, school closures, food bank or animal shelters in need, because in challenging times, you as an agent can be a real bright spot in somebody's news feed. If everybody else is sad and distressed, you're that the logical person to bring hope for people's news feeds. Out of all of the different social media sites, which one do you find the best results with or that you enjoy using the most? Facebook?
I enjoy Instagram more, but I think like with the algorithm that Facebook has in place, it's probably the best to use to like get more people engaged.
Okay, so you enjoy using Instagram more, but Facebook has more engagement overall, would you say? Okay. What about YouTube? Is anybody really involved with YouTube? Just started. So if somebody is Googling a person like best real estate agent in town and you've got a YouTube channel, that connects to Google. And so people will look for Google reviews. They'll look for people that if you've got a YouTube channel, that's going to pop up on that search feed. We should skip this one.
Yes.
Okay, let's skip that one. All right, so we're going to talk about building out a marketing calendar. So you've got your ideas of things you're passionate about, things that you would post about, and those are great ideas. To get those into play, you have to build a plan around them. So if we are looking at building out a marketing calendar for, let's say, a month at a time, I want you to write down some things that your marketing calendar should include. Okay. Your marketing calendar should educate. It should build trust. Focus on the community. Entertain. And motivate. I'll repeat those. Your marketing calendar should include posts around educating, building trust, the community, entertaining, and motivating. Will your posts include video? How many people cannot stand to see themselves recorded on a video because you just don't like the way your voice sounds, or your eyes always look crazy, or your hair is wild, and you're just like, I can't, I'm not doing video. Me? When you put a video on social media, forget real estate for a second. I want you to go back to your list of things that you're excited and passionate about. That's a great place to start, because if I said, I need you to talk for 5 minutes about a thing, any particular thing, there's going to be something in your life that you could talk for 5 minutes to a huge group of people because you know it so deeply and you're excited about it. You may not feel that way about real estate, or you may have some inhibitions about posting where you're not as comfortable about real estate. So don't start with real estate, start with something small that you're excited about, even if it's a 30-second video.
So, you ready for this?
Yes.
Is everyone familiar with Keeping Current Matters?
Keeping Current Matters, you familiar with that? It's a site.
So last week they posted, if anyone wants the article, shoot me an email. I'll send you all the stuff I have. So with tech, everyone's like, oh, it's tech, it's tech, it's tech. No, it's trends. Trends. So the first thing on there was video. So they're going through it and that's where everything is going. So Instagram and TikTok are doing battle right now as to who's gonna be number one. It's all about who can get the most market share, blah, blah, blah. So it's videos. Wherever you're gonna post videos, make sure you post it natively. So if you're gonna use Instagram, which they're gonna give you better placement right now, post it natively. So post it right to Instagram.
So that means download it, like if you made a video in YouTube, download it onto your computer and then upload it into Instagram, not from another site, but from a neutral location.
So here's their fun fact, because I love fun facts. It says 9 out of 10 viewers said they want to watch more videos from brands from their businesses. Brand businesses they engage with, they use, they want to see videos from it. And I'm not a big, for me, from a non-social media person who's engaging it within the last year, I started watching videos. And so videos are becoming more and more important. And I've been doing a lot of research on videos lately. What they're saying is making sure your videos are, you put thought to your videos. If you're just doing like, you're walking through your house and you're doing that, that's fine. But if you're actually going to sit down and like build your brand with it, make sure you're just not. So Mark, if you're listening, don't drive down the road and shoot your video. It's like, that's not okay. You want to make sure your brand is being built. You want to make sure the lighting's right. You don't have your curtains half open when you're shooting this video because people are watching this and that's all your brand. So make sure your stuff is all put together when you do this. So make sure your dog's not running through, unless it's meant to be a funny video. Make sure it's, you know, if it's your brand and you're talking about real estate, because I've been watching some of the really successful people, their stuff is all put together. They're making sure the lighting's right. Everything they can control, they do.
Yeah, you want to make sure your sound and your visuals are easy for people to see and to hear. And if we go back to when we talked about colors with your logo and your brand, being aware if you're doing a formal video to educate about something, there's a difference between short form and long form video. Short form is like 1.5 minutes or less. Long form is like 8 minutes, you know, something you would put on YouTube. Be aware of the color choices of your clothing that you're wearing. So if you have part of your brand to be really caring and approachable, maybe you're going to wear more softer colors and you're not going to wear like a crazy bright orange, because does that color fit in with your brand and what you're trying to portray to the people that are watching your videos? So if you want to create consistency, having consistency of what you're wearing, being able to see your background makes a huge difference. If it's cluttered and messy versus organized, you may have strategic photos or books or inspirational quotes. People pay attention to all of those things. And if it's off-brand, it can be a real distraction for what you're going after. When you're posting, if you come up with a marketing calendar, you want to mix and match content. So it's not like every Tuesday is going to be this particular thing. That can be okay if it's like Taco Tuesday and like that's your food tip day or something, but otherwise spice it up a little bit. So here are some things that you can post to make your post feel interesting. So client success stories or testimonial. A lot of people will write reviews. How powerful would it be to have a client do a video review about you? Tips, tactics, and how-to guides for homeowners, buyers, builders, decorators, or whatever your brand is communicating. Market-specific updates like CMAs, interest rates, tax sheets, industry news, industry events like charity outings, happy hours, other industry events, holiday posts, You could say something about Christmas cookies, or you a Christmas cookie person, do you like pie, whatever, something about foods. And then again, highlighting local businesses. It's really, really important. Best times to post on different platforms. You're gonna want to write this down. And these come from social media strategists. You're gonna see all different, people have their own thoughts, but these are from social media strategists. Facebook, Tuesday and Thursday, between 8 AM and 12 PM. Instagram, Wednesdays at 11 AM. Twitter, Monday and Thursday at 8 AM. LinkedIn. This is underused, I feel, for a lot of people. They don't use LinkedIn quite enough. Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 9 AM. Braden Cohen is a social media strategist, and he says it's best to post first thing in the morning because this is when people are catching up on their news feeds. Lunchtime is also great because it's when people tend to have the biggest gaps in their schedules. I can't tell you how many people say, I catch up on my news feed when I'm sitting on the toilet. Just after working hours are effective too, because people are checking out what they missed over the day. So you can post something maybe in the morning, and then at lunchtime or in the late afternoon / early evening, go back through, and that might be your time of day when you're going to engage with people, because they're gonna see like, oh my gosh, Heather liked my post, or she loved my picture of my baby with the cute cheeks, right?
You build this into lead gen.
You could build this into Legion. This is such a great, if you look at social media and you're posting, and if you have a business page, you can schedule your posts. This is a 365-point touch system. 365 days, you are in people's face. Make what you say count and interesting. So how can you measure your success? Watch your followers. Are they increasing? How many weekly mentions do you have? How many likes, loves, shares of your content do you have? That's how you measure, because you could do all of these things. And if you're not seeing any incremental changes that are in your favor, you could be wasting your time and have to go back to the drawing board and say, all right, I'm looking at all of my posts. What got the most engagement? What things got 0 engagement? What do I need to change or nix or do differently?
So Allison,
Yes.
every week, everyone should be familiar with Jason Abrams. There's this class he puts on Tuesdays at 2 o'clock called School is Cool. Dumb name, I'm sorry, Jason, but it's a dumb name, but really, really good content. So if anyone wants to go to it, it's on Zoom every Thursday at 2 o'clock. And they do some really cool stuff. So the KW is keeping up with all the trends for you, and they're doing models and systems. So I'm gonna show you some of the things that they've been doing. So let me open something here for you. So here is a Instagram one. So they take the guesswork out of this, and this is one of the coolest things, like for all the classes that I have to attend, this is one of the best. As far as me liking it and like, wow, this is awesome. I don't really say that very often, but this is it. So this class, each week they bring on somebody that's like, they call it crushing it. So whoever's crushing it, they bring this person on. So he's getting 30 deals from Instagram each year, and this is his system. So this is what he does. And this is how he does it. So I'm like, okay, well, that's awesome. So every week someone asks me for something new. Okay, that's one way to do it. Here is, that's not your speed. Okay, this is kind of a little twisted, but I still was down for it. Okay, so this is Bridget's thing. She paired up with a divorce attorney and made friends with him, and she was crushing it with the divorce attorney. And this is how she was doing it. So there's a lot of different cool ways. You're not so much so with social media. Huh? Yeah, I'll absolutely email you. They do a new one every week. So if you guys want something cool and different, this is your class. Like, this is something that no one, like, I've not seen out of all the KW classes I've been to. I've not seen anything like it. And Jason's like, okay, we want to keep this going. They're just
Yeah.
bringing all KW people on and they're telling you, hey, this is what we're doing. It's really cool.
Cause it can be exhausting. School is cool.
Dumb name, but really, really awesome.
What day is it?
Thursdays at 2:00.
Lynn, are you able to send us these two things that you just showed us? Can you send that to us?
But
Yeah,
wait, there's more.
There's more.
And yes,
I will. Let me show you a couple more here. I have 4 total that I'm gonna share with you because I was excited about them. This one is, he was building a listing-based business from his sphere of influence. Just different ways he's doing it, like kind of basic, but as you read through it, look, he was using that DT2. Did I get it right? for once?
DTD2, do the database too.
He broke it out in a little different manner and he was actually talking about it in a way that, like, I don't know, I've heard it a million times, but it made sense and it was on paper and I could read it and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And I could give it to someone where it made sense. And I was like, this is amazing. I can make sense of this now.
Does anybody not know what DTD2 is? Can you pull that back up for a second?
You're killing me.
All right. Y'all heard of that? Okay, DTD2. It's designed so everybody in your database is touched several times a year. So 26 letters in the alphabet, you go through DTD2 a couple times throughout the year. So it breaks it down by week. So week 1, you're going to have 2 letters. Every week you're gonna have 2 letters. The first letter is who you're gonna call. The second letter is who you're gonna text. You're gonna hit everybody with the last name starting with, for week 1, A and W. Go to week 2, it's gonna be a different letter that you're gonna call and a different letter that you're gonna text. And then you get to go through your people. So everybody, this is broken down into 26 letters in the alphabet. So you're hitting everybody over 13 weeks. You can do this several times over the course of a year. So everybody is getting hit every quarter, calling, texting, because some people don't want to answer your dang phone call. They just want to text you. Some people will never, ever respond to a text message. They're only going to be the good old fashioned phone call is the option for me. That is it.
She said on this video, once you actually get a hold of these people, mark it how you actually communicate with that person. So that way you know what to do next time.
Yep.
I was like, okay, that was something so simple that no one actually does.
Yes.
So that
That's
was
a great
like,
point.
I was like, oh, that's genius, but no one ever does that.
Email, phone call, text messaging, everybody has a preferred form of contact.
Okay, the last one. Cycles 4, there's a Christmas tree model that's a little odd, so I didn't present you with the Christmas tree model. But every week there's something new, so it's worth a watch. Okay, so here's his farming on how they, how he's doing zip codes. And these people are super successful and this is all they're doing. And then I'll tell you about another one that I heard, and I kind of shared it with some of the people at Elevate, and some of the people at Legacy know this story too. This is one of the ones where he was doing the newsletter, and so this guy got involved with, I believe he has a high schooler, and he went out to his high school and he bought water. He bought water bottles and he branded it with his logo on the back and the school's logo on the front. And he donated them to the school. So when at the events and so forth, so the school owns all this water, they can sell it at the events. So every time they sell it, the school gets the money for the water bottles. And he also did it with towels and so forth. So now their logo goes out and the school's logo goes out. So he's branded with that school. So now he's top of mind at that school. Oh, John Doe is now this realtor of choice at that school.
High school football games, you got the rally towels, basketball games, volleyball. How easy and inexpensive would that be? And if your logo is on there, that's marketing, so you could write that off, write that puppy up.
He promotes on social media about the schools, like he constantly talks about local community. And he's getting so much business just from the schools. That's all he's done. He's like, I've done nothing other than that simple task. And it's promoted so much. And I was like, that's genius.
Mhm.
Like, so find your niche. So what I'm hearing on all these classes that I go to, these people found their niche. Like, divorce, I mean, that's genius. be kind of a little twisted, but I mean, if you can be that person that can support that person in time of need, you're the person of choice. I mean, everyone needs someone when something happens. You're that volleyball person of choice for that school. I mean, that's that realtor. I mean, everyone's got something, and you, if you're in that community, everyone takes a piece, basically, is what I'm hearing.
And if you think about divorce, you have one transaction that could truly be free. Right, like, you know, they need to sell, and
Yep.
then they're both gonna need to find somewhere if they don't already have to live. I've been in a couple of divorce situations, I've gotten all three transactions, I've gotten, the wife chose me, I listed her home, we helped her buy. Husband's like, I don't want your realtor, so it's just case by case basis, but it could be three transactions. And you're not, I mean, if you think about yourself as adding value to that person, they've got the couple that's getting divorced has so many other things on their mind. Real estate can be a massive headache, so you're actually doing them a big favor by coming in and helping them in their time of need. They're stressed, you can help make it easier for them, right?
So they're doing a lot of fun stuff. I say fun because it's stuff that a lot of times you hear the same thing, it's ads, blah, blah, blah. These are models and systems that you can follow, and it's written out. It's like step by step by step. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And they started out with, we're saying, okay, this is for people that are no, it's not. It's for anybody that wants to sell something. Models and systems and step by step, and it's amazing, and he does it all for you, so you just log on via Zoom, Thursdays at 2:00. I will send the link out, I'll put it on everyone's Facebook so they can grab it, just log on, and they put links in there, you can click the link, and then you'll be able to download everything from these folders. It's amazing. They're doing the work for you. And like, I haven't seen anything like this in the area because I've been watching for it. I'm not seeing it. So you guys, whoever actually takes advantage of it, it's a new opportunity.
And if you don't know a divorce attorney, what can you do to go build relationships? You don't get divorced. No, I'm not trying to be a home wrecker over here. Don't go get divorced. Go have the business to business conversations. Maybe it's a probate attorney. Think about areas of real estate where you could come in and help people in their time of need. So divorce and death, come on now. Legacy, how much time do you guys have before you have to wrap up?
15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay. So we talked about brand, we talked about your logo, your unique value proposition, the 10-5-1 engagement system, the 80-20 rule in posting, and building out different pieces of content that you can put into a marketing calendar. So we're gonna take 10 minutes as a final breakout. I want you to get in groups and start planning out posts for your November marketing calendar. Rubber meets the road. So grab one of your sheets from your participant guide, flip it over. November's got 30 days. You've got Thanksgiving, you've got Veterans Day. People are going to be off for school breaks and work. So start actually building out pieces of your content that you would have in a marketing calendar, and get together in groups if you need to get your juices flowing with what other people are doing. You can hire somebody to do it. The reason it's important to do this activity together is to hear ideas, but also your marketing calendar should be reflective of your brand, your passions, what you want to portray to other people in social media land, okay? This is not just work. This is not just work. So 80-20 rule, this can be 20% work. So if you say, hey, week 1, I'm gonna post, you know, every 4th day or every 5th day, something about work. It could be, so November, what's coming up in November? Thanksgiving, yeah.
Like this, no.
Okay. Yeah, okay, no problem, okay. Any questions about what you're supposed to be doing?
No, I mean, that's
Okay, All right, guys, 10 seconds left and we're gonna wrap up with ahas and takeaways. I think it's a KW expression, ahas. Aha, light bulbs. Light bulbs. Light bulbs. All right, let's get 3 takeaways. We're wrapping today early because Legacy has their team meeting at 11 and I know they need to redo the room and prepare for that meeting. So what are some of your takeaways from what we talked about today? 3 things or a way that you're thinking differently or something that you're going to take action on differently now with some of the discussions that we had today. Let's hear 3 and then we are out of here. Heather.
I actually having a plan for marketing, so planning out like what I'm going to post so that I know I'm balancing like family work on the post.
Having a marketing plan instead of it being random, so you actually see with your eyes what you're going to be planning out and a schedule, it makes a big difference. Putting it on your calendar to actually do it, that's the other part of that. Living, let's hear a takeaway from you, and Legacy, one from your group, and then we are out of here.
Oh, I feel pressure.
All right.
What are our takeaways? So our takeaways are to actually do the 10, 5, and 1. I think, and that make sure that our calendar is planned out for the month of, to finish out October and the month of November.
Mm. Yeah.
That's awesome, Janice. Yeah, so putting it on your calendar, time block for social media, you can rock out the 10-5-1 in just a couple of minutes. It doesn't take a whole big chunk of time. Just getting in that activity of consistency. Great. Legacy, bring it home.
All right, who has a takeaway? Ken?
Takeaway is do your job.
Funny, imagine that.
Do your job and take action.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
All right, guys, thank you. And ladies, thank you for joining us today and be back tomorrow. I think Yatra is teaching tomorrow. so.
Bye. Bye,
Rest of your
guys.
day.
Thank you.